All right, here we go. Episode number 124 of CoCreative NoCode's Office Hours. I'm your host, Tonya, and I'm here with members Ben, Brittany, and Thomas, and my Kim. We're going to get started in just a moment, but if this is your first time tuning in, we do office hours every day of the week, Monday through Friday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We're adding some more hours shortly for our member Ben here. And others. And what office hours is we invite our members to come on a Zoom call every day, and they can ask us any bubble question they want. The idea behind that is it can get very lonely as you're trying to bubble alone. You can ask questions in the forum. You can ask in various Facebook groups. You can ask a lot of questions everywhere, and it doesn't cost you anything, but you don't know how long it's going to take to get an answer. You don't know the quality of the answers that you're going to receive. This is the way to centralize your question and answer response period and make sure that you're getting consistent advice. So we'll get started now. Ben has brought some things for us, and Brittany, I'm guessing you have some stuff for us as well. I actually owe you some stuff on the Stripe API side of things. So let's just go ahead and get started with Ben, and I'll stop sharing, Ben, if you want to share.
Sure, sounds good.
Awesome.
Okay, so yeah, the other day we were doing a session and you spoke to me about reusable elements. So basically, because apparently my workflows are out of hand, there's a ridiculous amount of them. So I did set one up, which was just on this follow, unfollow kind of button where you can follow a brand or unfollow it. But I just doesn't seem to do what I need it to do at this point. So when you click on that, it's supposed to add to the user's follow profile, like following this brand, everything they do. So I made the reusable element, and essentially, I'll have to find the page. It's not working with the conditionals, and it's not doing the workflow.
Okay, got it. All right, so let's go in and yeah, so go ahead and click that reusable element and then click to edit the element. And then when you click that, there's a workflow attached to it, I'm assuming. If you start edit workflow. All right, and then go ahead and click on the first one. So only when the current user's followed brands contains, and then you're going to remove it. Okay, makes sense. And then the other one is the opposite. Got it. Okay, so that looks perfect. Go back to the design part and click outside of that element. So not the group, but just click outside of it. All right. All right. Okay. And now let's go back to the page where you were. Everything looks like it's set up perfect on this side of things. Okay. So
the other thing is the conditional on that. So when the current users followed brands contains this, make it this. When it's the creator, make it this.
Yep. And let's see, if you go to the group, actually, before you move, don't change the page yet. Go to the group holding that element. Is it in a group?
Yep.
And go to appearance. There we go. So it is a type of brand. Okay, so now let's go back to the page where the reusable element is placed.
I don't know if I'm using them correctly either, but I used that on about 30 pages. So that's why I made it reusable. Is that correct?
Yes, you definitely want to use reusables. I would say as much as possible. I mean, I guess as much as possible is maybe a little going overboard, but you you want to use reusables to centralize editing, basically.
Yeah.
And then there are several other reasons to use them as well. So go ahead and click the reusable. Yep. So the whole reason this isn't working is you see it says data stores for yeah, you need to set that to be the brand, the parent group's brand. And now it should work.
I swear, sometimes just talking these things out, you just have those moments where you want to face palm yourself like that.
I went to the reusable and I checked and I made sure everything was good, right? And then I come back and I say, okay, well, if everything looks good there must be a problem sending the information into the reusable. And a lot of your bugs in Bubble are just going to be sending information where it needs to go.
Okay, but the conditional is still not changing, is that correct?
Nope. So we need to go and check what's going on with that. So we can go back to, well, first we want to go and check and make sure that the database is changing when you click the button.
Okay. Even so, these two are followed brands by this profile, and yeah, they're not coming up as followed here. Okay, so sorry, where do you want me to go?
So if you go back to the, go to the database and let's just check the user that you're using. Oh, well, maybe that might be a problem. Are you logged in as a user?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. So if you go to app data, go to the user that you were logged in as.
Okay, so they're following those three profiles.
Okay. So, so that's right. Let's test it. Let's go back to the page and let's click on the brand collective one again and make sure it removes. And let's go back to, and let's see here. Yeah, can't maybe cancel and come back in. It should, but sometimes it's a little, nope, that part didn't work. Okay, so let's go back to the reusable and check what's happening.
Okay. Oh, that's the icon, sorry. Should I start it at work?
So the icon, like you're in the group, right? So if click on to the icon. And then let me see the conditional. Current users, followed brands contains, you want the check mark. Is that right?
Yeah. So when they're already following that brand, I want it to be checked.
Want it to check mark, and if they
own the brand, okay, then they can edit it.
And then the appearance, the regular appearance is just the empty one, right? Okay. Yeah. Empty one. All right, and then okay, and then go to the workflows again. Actually, go ahead and delete that. Just go to the group one. Current users, followed brands, contains parent group's brand. And then the make changes to users, remove the brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then go to the next one, go to the other one. And click on the step one. Did you have this working before you moved it into a reusable?
Yeah.
Okay, so go back to the page because I think we might still have a we might still be having a transfer issue.
And you think this might be slowing down because of how many I've got as well?
Yeah, so I don't think it should be doing that on, I think it's probably the age of your computer, unless you got your new one already. And then I think it's also because you're sharing the screen. So
Okay.
I would expect that behavior on this page because you do have a lot going on this page, but not in the reusable itself. So click on the reusable. All right. And then go see where it says select parent child, closer to the bottom. Go up one. So click the very first one, and that actually, I think that's, yeah, click that. All right. And then we definitely have that working. Let's go check the privacy rules. Do you have any privacy rules on the brand?
No.
Let's just, if you go to data, so it's publicly visible. Well, we know something is wrong because I'm not showing, like, you definitely for that user. Let's go back to the app data. Yep. Just the app data. And then for that one, yeah, run as, click run as.
Sorry about my computer, everyone.
No worries.
It's so weird. Yeah, nothing else is this slow except bubble stuff. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have a lot of things going on that page. So the page is, that's one of the things that the reusables will help with.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then you're also sharing your screen, which adds time to it as well. Okay, so we definitely know that this user has brands added to their follow list.
Yeah, these three, I think it is. I can even check in the followed profiles and, you know, they have these three here. So they're definitely there.
Working. Yeah, it's definitely there. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to come back to this, but it's like one of those things where I'm like probably gonna ask for access to your app and go in and dig into it until I get it right. It's like
Cool.
there's just a little thing that's wrong. We've got to figure it out. So
okay, cool.
yeah, if you want, and if you don't mind, you can add 5measures@gmail.com to your collaborator section, and then I should be able to access it in just a little bit.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah. Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
So I have some stuff to show you. I don't have it all worked out, but I do have some stuff for you. So the first thing I wanted to show you is, oh, I should stop sharing just in case I'm signed into the wrong Stripe. Instead of signing in and hoping I'm not signed into the wrong one. Yep, I'm glad I did that. Let's see here. Let's sign in. All right, and then, okay, so now I can share because I'm signed into my Sandbox account, so nothing here is sensitive. No, the first thing that I discovered that you're gonna wanna do is go to your settings and then come into bank accounts and scheduling. And you're just gonna set out your payout schedule to manual. And this way that Stripe won't automatically take money that's transferred into your platform and then send it to your bank account. Like if you want to get money out of Stripe yourself, you'll have to manually do it. And this is going to be an important part of it because you don't want to, since you're not going to send money directly into the Connect accounts, you don't want to automatically transfer it out. You want to be able to make transfers from your balance to your Connect accounts. Okay. So that's the first piece of the puzzle. Then I think there are different charges for using Connect depending on which type you're using. And you're going to have to use Connect Express in order to get the functionality that you're looking for.
Okay. Is that the one that I'm paying for currently? Like, that's not the one on Bubble?
No, so Stripe Connect Express is through Stripe, and you don't pay for it like a flat fee. What happens is every month, I think it's calendar month. Yeah. So for every calendar month where there is a transaction into a Connect account, a Connect Express account, they charge $2 for that account. So you're going to have to probably, you're probably going to have it like somewhere in your like terms of service and stuff that you'll just charge the $2 for the first transaction. And it isn't transactions into their account. It's the first withdrawal of money from a Connect Express account during a calendar month is my understanding. So you probably want to double Stripe about that. But basically what it means is every time, like when you're going in and you're clicking a button to transfer money to one of the users on your app, you want to check and see if it's the first one during that calendar month. And if so, you want to transfer $2 less because you're gonna end up having to pay, or they will. Maybe it's from their account that they take it. Okay. Yeah, just be aware that that's going to happen because you're going to have to account for it. They're going to have to know that there's going to be $2 coming out of what they're paid out. Otherwise, people who are better at accounting than I am will complain. I probably wouldn't notice, to be honest.
Okay.
So yeah, so Connect Express is a little bit different than the standard, and that's why some people will use the Stripe JS instead. So, but we're going to do this through the API calls. So, so this one is one that does Stripe Express, and then you have, I think it's this one, right?
Yeah, the Marketplace Express.
The Stripe Marketplace. Yeah, so we couldn't get this one working. We also couldn't get the Stripe standard one working, and you wouldn't be able to hold money with the standard one anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to bypass all of those and we're going to do our own calls. But here's something that's interesting about working with the API connector. So if you go to a plugin page with a free plugin, oftentimes they'll make their plugin code available to you. So you can click here and it'll take you into the plugins editor. And this is, and you can go into the API calls and you can see exactly the API calls they're making to make their plugin work.
Okay.
Right, which is cool. It's a way to kind of double check like what you're doing. Now you're not going to need all of these,
right?
You don't need to do anything with top ups. You're not going to need to list prices. You're not going to need to list customer payment methods because you're not using this to collect the payment methods. You'll actually still be using regular Stripe. You don't need to retrieve a payment method. You don't need to list invoices or retrieve invoices. You don't need to deal with, I guess you won't need to deal with subscriptions on this because you're going to run your subscriptions with the regular Bubble plugin.
Okay. So I have a question. With this plugin, will I be able to take a percentage from each transaction?
Yeah, but we're not going to use this plugin. We're just going to look at the calls and set up basically your own API connector. So, yeah. So we don't need these. What do we need, right? Retrieve payment intent. Yeah, I don't see any of the calls that we actually need from here. That's okay because I already have them here. I got them ready for you. So I have an API connector and I have two examples of working API connectors for Stripe that I've already tested and I know work.
Okay.
So I think the one that I want that's most recent is this one. So we want basically these four calls. And but I'm wondering, exchange token for account. So yeah, I think this is where you take them to Stripe and then it returns them from the URI and you trade the code for the account. Okay. I remember doing that. And then do you remember that part? I'm just kind of looking at an overview of what we're doing. No, I don't mean for you to understand all of this. I'm just kind of talking you through what we're going to set up.
Okay.
So just showing you the progress that I've made. I'm not completely done yet with getting it working. Yeah, because I'm going to make you a prototype and then we'll transfer everything over once it's ready.
Okay.
And I need to do that for myself anyway, just because staying on top of it and API calls and stuff change. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to use the regular Bubble Stripe plugin. That's going to collect credit card information for your users who are paying, because I think both types of users are paying through your platform, right? So both of them are going to be, only the ones who are placing the work orders are paying.
Right. Only the people who are so one group of them are receiving payouts. The
Right.
other group, yeah, are the ones that are only paying, sending
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So what we're going to do is the process for adding their credit cards, you've already got that working, and all of the charges and everything will be going through the method that you already have working.
Right.
The payouts, what we're going to do is we're going to use these Stripe API calls, and we're going to exchange the token for the account. So remember a couple weeks ago when we were trying to set it up, we would send the user to Stripe and they would enter their information and Stripe would redirect them back.
Right.
And we would get their code and send the code back and get an account number. So that's what this call is for.
Okay.
Then the next thing we're going to do in the same breath, in the same workflow, we're going to set the payouts to be manual. Okay. So that when money goes into, actually, you know what? I don't think we have to set the payouts to be manual on the Stripe accounts, because you're only going to be transferring money in there once you have the money. Right. So we could probably skip this one. I don't know what that one is for really, but it's this one that's going to be really important. Is we're going to transfer to seller, and this is what's going to transfer money from your account to their account. Okay. And you're going to do the calculations yourself in terms of what that amount is. So any fees or anything that you need to deduct, all of the math is going to be done in Bubble, and then you're going to send that final amount to Stripe. Okay. Yep. And then I don't think we need to worry about this. We could use this if we want. And then the payouts here is for you. So I think you're probably going to be fine using, because you can use Stripe itself to pay yourself out, to take the balance and send it to your bank, right? Because you can, yeah. All right. So that's my plan. That's what I'm working on setting up right now. Okay. And then the one other thing that I will say that we're going to do that will be helpful, I think, is we're going to use this one, the get charged object. We're going to use this in conjunction with the regular Stripe Bubble plugin, because what we want to do is get the charge ID back, and we want to get a bunch of information about the charge, including the status of whether it succeeded or didn't succeed. And that's going to help you know whether or not it was a successful transaction and if you can move forward with them as if it was successful. Because right now you don't really have a way to account for, okay, well, I charged them, but Bubble just assumes, like the way you have it set up, Bubble assumes that all of the charges go through, and I'm here to tell you they don't. So yeah, so we have to have a way of handling it if they don't. So that's the progress that I made in the last day and a half. Okay. So
that's a lot. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. And then for anybody who's watching, it's might be helpful, because I know getting tripped up in the API documentation in Stripe had me in tears. I think it was like at the beginning of February. I was just like, I was so overwhelmed. And it wasn't helping. Like I was asking lots of people, but there's so much to learn. It's just really overwhelming. This is a lifesaver. Go to the developer chat on Discord, join that chat. And my guess is that they still probably staff Stripe developers in this chat to answer questions about the API. You are not going to get the same level of support for their API if you just contact support. Most of the time when I ask questions to the support staff here, they're answering it from the consumer facing stuff and not the developer facing stuff. So you can ask them a question, but they usually have to consult with documentation, or they have to consult with their supervisor, and then they come back and they're kind of wishy-washy. The developers I know they used to staff back when I first found this kind of channel here, they don't mince words and they have the answers for you. So I definitely recommend it when you're trying to work with the Stripe API, going ahead and signing up on this Discord channel. So, okay, let's see. Is that good? Okay, so that's decent progress for what we're doing. Did you have any other questions for this evening, Brittany?
I did.
Excellent. I will stop sharing and I'll let you share, and then we'll come right back to you, Ben, and then Thomas, if you have any questions, you can.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Well, this is one issue I was working on, but I actually have a different question because I think I can kind of figure out this one if we don't have time. So my other question to kind of explain, so I created let me find it. So when they click approve, I made it so that it would create a new message to send to the freelancer, given the address information and stuff that we spoke about earlier. And I have it being automated, so no one is really sending that message out. So I wanted to know if, let me see if I can show you what I mean here. If there's a way to do a no reply thingy as like an automated system, because this is the messages here, but there's no
using your messaging system for notifications that people can't reply to. Yeah, right. You could totally do that.
So how would I? So I know I have it set up because it's sending the messages, but I don't know how to make it so, how to make it look like it says no reply or from the actual company or something,
Got it. Yeah. So I would have a user probably with just the name, like admin or whatever you want to call it, system user, whatever makes sense to call it. And then wait, hang on. Where are you?
Okay.
Where are you?
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just adding in a user field.
Oh, no, like I would put that as the name, right? Because you already showing the name of the user, right? So like I would create a user that is named that, because then you're reusing the regular fields that you would normally use. But the thing you do need to change is in the message section, and
in the data
also
type,
in the data.
Okay.
So for messages, and then I think it's conversations, you're probably going to want to have set a type, and the type is going to be like system message, right? So
you said, so create a new field called conversation, and then
hang on, no, not conversation, a new field in conversations.
Oh, gotcha.
And also probably in messages.
Okay.
No, probably in conversation only. So like the type of conversation, you could just say type.
Oh. I think I'm a little.
And you can make it, okay, so just name the field type.
Oh, okay.
And then the field type can be text. I mean, you could make it an option set, but text is fine in this case, I think. And then what you're going to do is now when you create a conversation, and you'll probably create the conversation when the user signs up, like it'll be one of the first things that happens when they sign up, is the conversation type will be system. And then you can use that field to tell the group in that repeating group, like if the conversation is type system, then hide the reply. So the reply box so that they can't reply to it.
Okay. I kind of understand what you're saying.
We can go do it.
Yeah, because I'm a little confused.
So the first step here, there's several steps. The first step is you have to create the conversation to begin with. So we're going to do that on you sign up.
On a new sign up.
Yep. So when the user signs up, you're going to create a system conversation for them.
So that means when this button is clicked, we are going to create a new conversation. New thing, conversation. Okay. Yep. And I'm going to use type. And what are we doing here now? I'm confused.
Yep, just call it system. Just type system. Lowercase, probably. Okay. It doesn't matter. You can put it lowercase or uppercase as long as you remember which you do.
Okay, I'll just do it lowercase.
Yep. Oh, you have to click outside of the where it says click, because it's right now it's trying to find something dynamic to put in there. Yeah. Oh, I think you have a space there. Just click backspace until it disappears. There you go. And then you have a space in front of that S. You need to remove it because it won't work if you. There you go.
How do you even see that? Like, I don't even notice those things.
I saw you put in. I saw you put the space in. That's how I knew it was there.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. It's okay. Right. Yeah. So then the next step from here is now you've created this conversation. You're going to need to pull it in front of the go-tos.
I have another issue that I don't even know.
And then we'll go find it in a second. So click into the data section, because now you have to create a user that's a system user. So you probably need to go into app data. Yeah.
How do I?
New entry up at the top middle.
Oh, I see it. Okay.
And all you need here probably is the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to put an email. It's fine. You can just put whatever email you want.
Where is the email?
It's hard to find things in this. Keep scrolling down. There it is.
Here we go. The very bottom. It doesn't matter what email, or should I just put my personal email?
Yeah, just you can put Brittany and then at the end do the plus sign and say system.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yep. All right.
And now what you want to do is go back into it, edit, like click to edit, and grab that unique ID at the bottom. Yep. And then go back to your workflow where you were. And then set another field. And participants, you're going to add the current user. And then set another field. And participants, you're going to add a do search for user, unique ID. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're in the right place. Never mind. You're fine. And then click outside of there. But I don't understand where you went. I think you're not in. Delete that. Yeah, just click delete. There you go. Do a search for users, add new constraint. That's weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, click there and click where it says click.
Wait. Oh,
sorry,
right here.
Scroll up. Yeah, so delete one, click where it says go to unique ID. And then go ahead and click where it says click and paste.
Oh.
Yeah, Control V.
Okay.
There you go. And then where it says participants add, you just do the first item. Okay, cool. And then what are the other fields?
Of the conversation or a new message?
Yeah, the conversation, messages, participants, and type. Nope, you got it all. So you can delete that one. Okay, and then probably you want to create a welcome message from your system user.
You said, I couldn't hear, the computer was doing something weird. You said need to create a what now?
You probably want to put, after you create the conversation, you probably want to create a message, like a welcome message.
Okay.
And the conversation will be the result of step 3. And then, yeah, you can come back and put whatever you want as the message. And then, no, the tricky thing is you want it to be from the system. So you might have to create a from field in order to fake that, because it'll look like they sent their own message.
Okay.
Do you understand the nuance? Is if you create the message, right there, it's going to attribute the message as having been created by them. And it'll look weird. It'll be like, I didn't message myself a welcome message. So we'll have to figure out a workaround for that. But that's okay. That's a good start. And then now okay, I think we're good here. We'll come back to that another time. Let's go to the go to where the messages are. So yeah, it's this section, this group here.
This group right here?
Yep. Okay. And you want to you probably want to make it not visible on page load and collapse its height when it's hidden, and then make the conditional to show it when parent groups conversations type is empty.
Okay.
Or sorry, maybe not is empty, maybe make it is not system. That way, if you add different types in the future, yeah, then this element is visible. Check. There you go. So now the weird thing is the other thing that you'll probably need to do is do some conditional formatting within the messages, that if the conversation is type system, then you want to switch it and make it so that you're attributing messages from the current user as being from the system instead. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it, but I wouldn't know where to set that condition.
So you know how you set the conditions to show the different, like the alternating sides? So if it's from the users on one side, if it's from someone else, what you need to do is you need to make those conditionals conditioned on it not being a system message. Because if it's a system message, it's always going to be from the other user, right?
Right. Okay, so when current sales message.
Actually, I would just say or at the top.
Oh, up here. Okay.
Yeah, like or the conversation, the current sales message conversation type is system.
Okay.
Yep. Then you're gonna, yeah.
Wait. I think I messed up something because I think one was is and the other is, yeah.
No, that's right. The one that you have where current sales message creator is not current user, then this element is visible. That's the one that you want to show for the system messages. So that's right.
Okay.
Yep. And then the other one you want to just do, you'll just want to make an and statement. Current sales messages conversation is not system. Type. No, conversation type.
Sorry.
Okay.
Type is not. Okay.
There you go. I think that'll work. And now you can go back and add that welcome message and it should look right.
Okay. If you want to move, I kind of want to test it, but I don't want to hold anyone up. So
sure. Yep. We'll go back and I'll check in. Let's check in with Thomas. Thomas, did you find anything in the meantime?
Nope, I'm okay.
Nope. You're just chilling. All right. Ben, did you have anything else for today?
I have a question for you, more so than something I'm actually working on. But I'm trying to find the best way to host videos on Bubble.
Oh, yes.
So do you have any like insight into, if I'm trying to basically building a course for people that I work with on designing in Bubble, not so much workflows and stuff, but how to, working with different shadows, etc., like things like that, and trying to figure out the best way to host those on an actual Bubble site.
Got it. So the answer is we don't host them on Bubble. And there's reason for that. The reason is Bubble storage is super expensive. So I'm just going to go back. Hang on a second. There we go. Yeah, so Bubble storage is relatively expensive for for files and stuff. You're going to pay a premium on top of what like AWS would charge or whatever. But my answer is you're probably not even going to store it on AWS. And the reason is because storage is one part of the equation. The other part of the equation is playing, right? Is actually the transfer of the information to the user. And that is expensive and complicated, even with AWS. So my recommendation is to choose a host for the video that's going to provide both. It's going to provide both the hosting of the video, like the storage of the video, and the playing of the video. And there are several options that you have. Of course, you have Bubble's own video element that you can use on the page. So here, I'll just go to. It supports YouTube links and Vimeo links. So if I draw a video here, I specify if it's YouTube or Vimeo, and then I can put my link into it. YouTube is great because it's free and you have like quite a bit of flexibility with it. But if you really don't want someone having too much access to the video, then I would go with Vimeo. In fact, I have gone with Vimeo. We're building our vault at CoCreative NoCode in Vimeo, and then we're going to use probably the native element to play the videos. Outside of YouTube,
work with people just being able to act like wandering onto it from Vimeo instead of actually being members and going into your site.
Well, see, this is the reason why I like Vimeo's, because Vimeo, I can lock it down. Like I can kind of lock it down with YouTube, but not secure to the point where, like, with Vimeo, I feel like I can make it viewable to just the users who have access to a particular page, right?
Right.
Because it's not going to show any more videos at the end that they can click into, that kind of thing, right? I can dictate that with Vimeo. With YouTube, I feel like I have less control. So I went with Vimeo for it. There are other options though. Like you have one option in particular that I'm familiar with is Zigio. And the last time I checked, Zigio had a lifetime deal on AppSumo that was kind of nice. And they still do. So you can get like a lifetime deal for Zigio, and they will host, like you can upload videos to Zigio, or you can actually use their recorder in Bubble. So your users can record video, and then it's hosted on Zigio, and Zigio will also, the plugin that you can do with Bubble will also play the video as well. So cool. There's another plug in here. And then they have an API. You could also tap into their API if the plugin's not robust enough. But I think we just used, we just used Bubble's own Zigio plugin. So
cool.
Yep, that would be my recommendation. Instead of like creating files and trying to upload the video file to Bubble, because even if you do that, you still need a player, and even Bubble doesn't support that. So
yeah, I tried to make it from Google Drive and a bunch of stuff, but it just was not, it's not working.
Yeah. Yep.
My only concern is the privacy on a Vimeo. So like, can't anyone watch it if it's on Vimeo?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, so if I go into my Vimeo account, so if I create a video, I have a lot of options. So I can choose the video, and then once I do choose the video, let me go and see if I have any videos. I have, yeah. So Pablo uploaded a video here a couple days ago where he was showing how to set up your social media links. And if I go to probably edit, analytics, embed. But like, if you go to this link, it probably, he set it up that it's private. So if I go to privacy, only people with the link can access. So people with the link could access this, but I can make it so that only people with a password, or I can say private on your account, but embeddable anywhere. So I can embed it. And if I embed it on my page, then as long as I require people to be logged in to go to my page, when it's embedded, they don't have the link to it. You can disable the link so that they can't see the link to the video, right? So they can only see it where it's embedded.
Sweet.
Yep. And their pricing is a little, I guess I understand. I think they only have annual plans as far as I could tell. And it's like $7 per month annually, comes to like $86 or something like that. So for their like low tier, and their low tier is actually pretty generous. So that's what I've invested in so far.
Cool.
Yeah. And I've got to get Kim access to this because she's got like 7 or 8 videos to upload to Vimeo for our vault. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. If you choose Vimeo, let's see, play the video audio. So you could say to have it play automatically. I think you can choose from Vimeo whether the player like how you want. So this is sharing, and then the content itself, like there's places where you can like you can even hide the settings for like play, like showing the play and the pause and stuff like that. So they have a lot of different options.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, Brittany, are you good for tonight, or do you have anything else?
If it's not anything very important, I could probably figure it out. I wanted to ask about that that issue I had, that one issue, because I remember what it was.
Yeah, go back to it.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. So it was here. So what I'm trying to do is, if the business owner decides to delete a work order within 12 hours, I was going to allow them to receive a work credit hour back to their work
this
credit.
Is a date comparison.
Okay. Yeah, and so I couldn't get it to work. Like, it won't let me type.
That's okay.
I don't know.
Just go ahead and delete that.
Okay.
And then what you're going to do is say current date and time is less than, so scroll down.
Oh, I was doing it wrong. I was trying to, okay.
Actually, you want less than.
Oh, sorry.
Parent groups, work orders, created date. Oh, no, I guess we have to do it. This one trips me up all the time. I don't know why they can't just make it easy. Go ahead and delete all of that again. We'll start with your instinct was right. So parent groups, work orders, created date. Plus 12 hours. Yeah, the hours. Nope, not plus 12.
Oh, gotcha.
Plus hours and then 12. Yep. And then now is greater than. Yep. Current date and time.
Okay, I was doing it wrong.
Yep. So what this is doing is it's checking to see if 12 hours is greater than the current date and time, then the current date and time is within the first 12 hours.
So what now? Sorry.
So if the creation date plus 12 hours
got you.
is greater than the current date and time, it means the current date and time is within the first 12 hours.
Right. Okay.
Yep. So that's the condition that you're going to want to check before you add the credit back.
Okay.
Yep.
Alrighty. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else before we wrap it up, crew?
I'm good.
I'm all good.
Awesome. Well, we will be back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you would like to join us, you can go ahead and send an email to team@CoCreativeNoCode.com, and Kim and I will work with you to get credentials for your complimentary session of office hours. And yeah, I think Pablo won't be here tomorrow, but hopefully Justin will. And yeah, we'll have some fun. I was not able to secure Vinci. I'm going to try reaching out to Vinci again on Twitter regarding that build weekend thing, but we don't have a special guest for tomorrow. So we'll have to make do with our own stuff. So thank you so much, Ben, Brittany, and Thomas for being here, and Kim, as always, and I will see you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you guys later.
Yep.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.